Good morning, and welcome back to Talking Better Worlds. I'm SirFelixTheCat, and today we're doing the Blender, which I haven't done a Blender in a while, which Blender is our list videos, where I mix usually different formats of media or different genres, stuff like that. This one's going to be more of the different types of media, and it was, you can tell by the title, this is a list of 10 games and movies that we're excited for. At least some are going to be just me, other ones that Hawk will share that enjoyment of, like the excitement. But mainly it's just me. So yeah, let's get into this. Let's go. Boom. All right. So the first one, I did a video on this last week. Dragon Quest VII Reimagined. Game is beautiful, dude. Like, absolutely beautiful. It's basically everything you would want from a remake. They didn't do the whole Final Fantasy VII-ish thing where they change up the story completely. Apparently they altered a couple quests, added some new ones, took out some content, but overall they kept it pretty much the same. Redesigned one room, the main room you're going to be going into in this game. That's a little bit different, but yeah, no, this game is fantastic. I cannot wait for it to come out. It does come out on the 5th of February, so less than a month away, about half a month, and I am going to definitely be picking this one up day one. And I love the art style. I love the maps too, like the way it looks when you're running around on it. It's very much different than how we had it. Because the original one was a PS1 game. They did end up remaking it for the 3DS, which I've never played that one. But this view is just so awesome. So awesome. Basically bringing a childhood favorite back to life for me. It's wonderful. So yeah, if you're excited for that one, remember, February 5th. Oh, and if you pre-order it now, there's a special thing with this. Forgot about it. If you play the demo that they have out right now, and then play the game or beat the demo, you'll get a special costume apparently by doing that. So yeah, I suggest downloading that demo. All right, next is a movie, which is one that I said Hawk's not going to agree with me on all these, which is Father-in-Law. I was a big fan of Meet the Parents. I just found the stupid comedy fun. Kind of like I like Zoolander too. It's dumb comedy, but I mean, decent cast. Has Robert De Niro. I am blanking on his name right now. Why am I blanking on his name? Ben Stiller. There we go. And then Ariana Grande is going to be in this one, which is interesting. So the previous ones were basically Greg and his wife Pam. Greg was taken to meet Pam's parents, and yeah, shenanigans went on along with that. After that, the next one was basically a family reunion type thing. They're going on a trip and they're meeting the other parents. They're meeting the Fockers, which is Greg's last name. And yeah, this one's going to be about Pam and Greg's son getting ready to marry Ariana Grande's character. So it should be interesting. Should be fun. It's crazy to see how she's in so many movies now. When she first started, like the first thing I saw her I don't want to call it cameo, but appear in that wasn't music was a Final Fantasy mobile game. I think it was Brave Exvius. It's been a while since I played it. But yeah, she was a character you get in there. Anyways, next up is another game. East 10 Proud Nordics. East 10 is a phenomenal game. They're basically doing the same thing that the Persona games do, where you get like the base game and it's crazy long, has a lot of content. Then they go ahead and make an upgraded edition. So this one is Proud Nordics. And yeah, it's going to have new content, more stories, and just more glorious at all Christian to see the best sword fighter in all of gaming. This one I am super excited for. Comes out on the 20th of February. Definitely one to look forward to. And I mean, I've already played the first one, beat the original version of it. Usually when they do something like this in a game, it's worth go ahead, play the original one, even though it's going to be a bunch of hours for you, and then play the Ultimate Edition, essentially. So yeah, definitely I suggest checking them out. For a movie again, we have Masters of the Universe, which He-Man. I mean, He-Man's awesome. And I'm hoping they do a great job. This cast seems pretty stacked. I know people are going to be a little iffy on this one because Jared Leto plays Skeletor. I don't know how it's going to turn out. people didn't like his Joker, so him playing a villain might be a little, but who knows? I don't know who Nicholas Galatzine is, but it's also got Alison Brie, Kristen Wiig, Idris Elba, and James Purefoy, or Purefoy. I'm not sure how to say his last name, but he's been in a lot of stuff too. Underrated actor. I want to see him more. Yeah, that movie comes out on June 5th. Definitely looking forward to this one. Excited to see it. I mean, I grew up watching He-Man, so yeah, it's going to be like a kid's dream come true. Hopefully. Hopefully. Except for this picture, I'm hoping it's not real because it looks very AI for some reason. For another game, we have Pragmata, and this is one that I don't hear many people talking about and saying they're excited for. I just don't. Most people kind of like blow it off like, oh, it's just another Capcom throwaway game. But no, I'm totally all about this. Very sci-fi-esque. I'm not sure about the whole story because I haven't really looked into it. I like to go into games kind of more or less blind to an extent. But what I pick up from it is you're this big bulking dude in this like astronaut suit, and you're having to protect this little girl who has some sort of powers, which you can see here where it shows like weaknesses and all that stuff and where you can attack. So it's kind of like your Pit-Boy if you're in Fallout. But it looks like it's also going to have kind of a horror vibe from this. There's another image that gives like that horror-ish vibe, sci-fi horror. But yeah, I am super excited for this. And when I was looking at this earlier before I started the show, I looked at this picture and I was like, my God, that's my sister if you just gave her blue eyes. Like that was my sister when she was 10 years old. Super crazy. But yeah, totally looking forward to this one. It looks awesome. And I mean, Capcom's usually decent with a lot of games. I like it. Capcom, when they keep doing games over and over like a series, it gets stale for me. Like Resident Evil, I dropped out of that after whichever one came out last. It was either 4 or 0. I can't remember which one came out before the other. But that's the era I stopped in. I played a little bit of 5. Well, I beat 5. It was fun. 6, played a little bit of. 7, played maybe 10 minutes of. And yeah, that's where I just stopped. Just wasn't into it. Got old. But yeah, when they start a new series, I'm stoked for it. For another movie, we have Mortal Kombat 2, which they're not going to follow the same kid as much as they did in the first one, the main guy, because nobody really liked him being there because it made no sense. He was a character for us, the audience, to be able to attach onto and be like, okay, yeah, you know, he's experiencing this for the first time, and so are we. So we're kind of like him. And the plot just really had nothing to do with him. Like, nobody cared about him. It was weird seeing him as the main character, and then he got that weird armor that just looked awkward. But yeah, this one's going to have Johnny Cage. So I am excited for that. I want to see how they portray him. Because he should be just almost an unbearable asshole. That's his role. But yeah, this movie comes out May 8th. And yeah, Carl Urban is Johnny Cage, which makes it even better because Carl Urban's awesome. And he can play a good asshole. He does it well on The Boys. For another game, here's another one I've talked about multiple times. The Adventures of Elliot, The Millennium Tells... that's the debut demo. Yeah, I couldn't find the tab for the actual full game, so just the demo tab. But if you're a fan of like the old school Zeldas and of like Final Fantasy Dragon Quest, this is 100% a game for you, especially if you like that Octopath Traveler's art style. But yeah, you play as Elliot, who is I'd call him a spell sword because he does magic and he uses like mainly sword fights. But and he looks like a red mage from Final Fantasy, which is perfect. But yeah, it's like that nice hack and slash Zelda combat. You also have this fairy, which I was hoping to see a picture of the fairy. This little guy, which you can control with your other stick. And I believe, unless I'm mistaken, that it could be a 2-player and one person would control the fairy. But you can throw the fairy at somebody to like stun them a little bit and then go through and like line it up to attack or kind of defend. If you're attacking a guy this way and a person comes up behind you, the fairy can protect you for a second until you have time to turn around and take out the other guy. Yeah, it's awesome. Definitely check out that demo. 100%. I've played through it multiple times, and I absolutely love it. I cannot wait for this game to come out. And that comes out... I don't know if we have a date for that. I don't think we do. Oh, there it is. July 31st. Still so far away. So far away. Anyways, next one is The Odyssey, based on the old book, the story. I don't think it's a full book on its own. I think it's just a story. But yeah, it's a Matt Damon film. It has Elliot Page, Tom Holland, Robert Pattinson, Zenyatta, which is funny because Tom Holland's in it, so she's going to be in it. And then Mia Goth. I think there was, yeah, Anne Hathaway and John Berthnall. I don't know who this guy is. But yeah, I mean, that's a stacked cast. I usually on this channel just shit all over Tom Holland, but I'm excited to see him in this role because it looks like he's not going to play a little kid, which he has that vibe when you watch the Spider-Man movies. He's a little kid. That's his character. When you watch Uncharted, he's Nathan Drake if Nathan Drake was a little kid. It's just that vibe he gives off, and it annoys me. He's done a couple other movies, which, yeah, I've applauded him for that. He can do serious roles. But I'm excited to see him play like an adult-type character in an action film. That'll be nice. That'll be nice. This movie drops on July 17th. And it looks just absolutely epic. And I love the costumes. Like, they did a fantastic job with these costumes. Nothing looks super fake. A lot of fantasy, or I guess it is fantasy, but like medieval type movies, the armor looks like trash, and this looks pretty decent. I mean, everything looks brand new, which is except for his. His looks a little worn, but yeah, it's done very well. Everything design-wise is done very well, and it's Christopher Nolan, so it's gonna be pretty interesting. Should be interesting. Next up, we have Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. If you like the Batman Arkham Asylum series, or Arkham series, definitely check this one out if you have not seen it before. It feels like it's straight from that. The combat looks like it's straight from that. When you fly around town, it looks like it was when you were gliding through Arkham City. But it's amazing. And Lego games are usually pretty fun. Yes, they're directed towards kids for the most part, but they are genuinely fun. I've played the Undercover Cop Lego game. I think it's just called Lego Undercover. I've played Lego City. I played some other Lego Worlds, I think it was. That one wasn't the greatest, but the PD one was. The Undercover. Love that game. And yes, like I said, directed towards little kids, but they are mad fun. And they usually have a little bit of humor that would go over a kid's head, kind of like Shrek movies. They're directed towards kids, but have humor for the adults as well. With, well, still being like inconspicuous enough to where kids won't pick up on it. But yeah, super excited for this one. This one drops this year. I don't think it has a date. Yeah, it just drops sometime this year. I'm hoping sooner rather than later, but if they need time to let it cook to make it better, let it cook. Let it cook. And then my last one. I've been waiting for this game for a few years now. I think it got announced in 2023. Deca Police by Level 5. A detective cyberpunk turn-based JRPG. Looks amazing. Absolutely amazing. Here's him in the digital world, because yeah, he puts on like a VR device and he goes into like the cyber world, which is savage. But it looks so good. So good. Love the art style, and it's Level 5. Level 5, yeah, they've made a bunch of little kiddie games like the Yokai games. They've also made Rogue Galaxy back on the PS2. If you've never played Rogue Galaxy, try to find a way to play it. I believe it is on PSN. Yeah, it's on PSN. So yeah, check it out there if you have the PlayStation Plus program, whatever it is where you get to play the games. And yeah, you'll see why I like Level 5. They've done phenomenal things. I believe they also worked on Dragon Quest 8. Yeah, it should be Dragon Quest 8. But yeah, they do great work when they want to do a real good RPG. Both those games, Dragon Quest 8 and Rogue Galaxy, are fantastic. And I'm hoping this one slots in to be like their best work they've ever done. It's been delayed multiple times, but a delayed game doesn't instantly mean it's going to be a bad game. A delayed game just means, hey, we need to do more work on it. It was like, technically, Donkey Kong Bonanza was a delayed game. it started out its life as a Switch 1 game. But as they were getting into it, they were like, you know, this system's not going to be able to run it. So we're going to just switch it over and make it a Switch 2 game. And that's why it's able to do what it can. I mean, given I didn't mind the game. I'm not going to say I hated it. I wasn't the biggest fan of it like a lot of people are. I think it was impressive for it being on the Switch, like a Switch device. But I don't know. Some people loved it. I'm mid on it. But it is impressive what they did with a handheld device. And I think this is going to be the next game that's going to show, like, hey, games directly made for it can be pretty impressive. I mean, Cyberpunk 2077 runs like a gem on the Switch 2. So this should run very well, considering it's going to be a lot less graphically intense. But yeah, sadly, this one doesn't have a date either. It just says 2026 to be dated. Hoping it doesn't get delayed again. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. And yeah, that was really it for my list. Those are the 10 games, movies list that I want to talk about. I do kind of want to share one more thing, though. So before I had talked about when I had the Switch 1, I liked the docking controllers. At least that's what I called them. It's a controller your device sets into. And I don't mean like this kind, where it just gives you a grip. I like the ones actually the buttons are on there, so I'm not using the Joy-Cons. Because, yeah, these Joy-Cons seem to be better than the Switch 1 Joy-Cons. But I was reading on Reddit over the weekend, somebody dropped theirs. It dropped from their hand down like a couple steps on their front porch. And the battery started to swell up. So, you know, they threw it in snow, which is bad because lithium fires are enraged by water. So that could cause a whole huge mess. But I'm afraid I'm going to break it. I don't want to break my Switch 2 Joy-Cons. So I started looking. I was like, where am I going to find one? Where am I going to find a docking controller, like I like to call it? So a couple weeks ago, I was on looking at Walmart and saw this. It is they call it S-Win, but you can find this also on Amazon. It's not just here. It's a little bit cheaper on Amazon, to be honest. But yeah, I went ahead and picked one up. And it is fantastic. The difference between this one and the Switch 1 docking controllers is on Switch 1, when you dock it, let me unlock it. It locks into place, which is nice. So, yeah, it's a whole docking controller. The old ones had an actual docking port on it, which would be right here, which here they just have a little notch, if you can see it right there in the middle. That just kind of helps secure it a little bit. And to lock it in, it has, you can see, I don't know if you guys can see my mouse, but at least in the center of the picture, pretty much off to the side of the home and vibration buttons, because yeah, there's 3 levels of vibration plus turn vibration off on this one. Little switches that you flick in, and it locks your system in, because it slides out pretty easily if you don't do that. It's snug, but not tight enough to where if you're shaking it, it won't fly out. But yeah, no, this thing is beautiful. It has the lighting, if you want the lighting, different modes of lighting. You can turn the lighting completely off like I do because it saves battery, because this has to be charged on its own. That's the other difference. The Switch 1 docking ports or docking controllers, the battery it used ran off your system. So you would just have to charge your system. Now, if I'm playing this and the battery's getting low on it, plus my Switch, I'll have a charging port up top for the Switch and one on the bottom for the controller, and it gets kind of annoying. But so far, the battery lasted me the longest 8 hours. 8-hour play session for just the controller itself, which means it outlives the Switch's battery life. So yeah, it's very impressive, feels very good. It's very well made. Buttons are nice. It has the Hall Effect sticks. Where is it? It says it here somewhere. Yeah, the Hall Effect joysticks. They feel really nice. And since it doesn't have the magnets to click in to secure the device, they're able to use the Hall Effect because magnets and Hall Effect do not get along. They would short out the controller. So it is very nice. It feels well. It controls well. I can also just use it as a regular controller. I was recording some gameplay the other day. And let me get rid of the screen. I don't need this anymore. I had my Switch 2 docked up over here, and I was like, well, I wonder if I could just use that controller by itself. And yeah, since it connects through Bluetooth, and it's no lag Bluetooth. That's one thing to point out, because I was playing shooters with it, and it's lightning fast. But Yeah, it feels very good. It's better than the other ones, and I've raved about these. Power A. I love the way they feel. They have a nice heft, but they don't have the best like accuracy. Anytime you see me play a shooter, like streaming a shooter, I'm using one of those controllers, and it's so hard to get it aimed because you try to like pull down just a little bit, and you go from like up here down here. It's like no, miss the head. So you go back up, never point at the sky. And it's like this is janky. Just tapping it, and it's janky. This one does not have that issue. Again, Hall effect joysticks works very well, very well. But yeah, so definitely check this one out. Like I said, check it out on Amazon. If you just type in switch to docking controller, it'll pop up right away. And I believe it was like $32 when I picked it up. So yeah, it's like 10 bucks cheaper than Walmart. But yeah, I highly recommend that. Just wanted to throw that in there at the end of this. This is like some, hey, tip for you. Anyways, that was what I had. Just wanted to go over that list, show you something cool that you guys should pick up if you have a Switch 2 and you like docking controllers and don't want to break your Joy-Cons. And yeah, I will be back probably on Thursday, not a stream, but I'll at least have a video up. We'll be doing our podcast next Monday on the 26th. And yeah, until next time, you all take care.